everybody. Welcome back. How are you? So I just finished up a 3-hour react to Chantal's little cranky mukbang in the car thing that she did. She's in quite the mood, isn't she? Which is highly unusual because Chantal was doing a thing that she likes to do. She finally got out of the house. She got a license or a permit. I should say it's a permit, not an actual license, but a permit to drive in Kuwait. And she went to a Hardee's and she had a meal in the car like she used to do back in Canada. And she was eating her meal and going off about the YouTube Underground and a little bit about FFG, but mainly about Yaba, just going off about Yaba. And she hasn't stopped. And right now, as we speak, the YouTube Underground is live and doing a live about the whole thing. But Chantal hasn't quit because she got back home after her car mukbang and she did a live with Salah. And I took a look at it to see if it was react worthy. It's just, it's just a big bunch of boring put together in a video. So I don't know if I'm going to react to it. I'll take a closer look at it later. But what she did do was go off on her community post. And there's a pattern with Chantal. When she's in a mood, when she's got a wild hair up her keister, she will go off on her community post. And usually the pattern is between 3 to 5 posts back to back. And then after about 3 to 5 posts, within an hour or maybe 2 or maybe a day, she'll get rid of them all. So before she does that, I would like to show the post and react to them, as well as react to stuff on Twitter. Now, knowing Chantal and her love of dirty deleting, we're going to do the post first, just in case she deletes them. Although some of them are on Twitter right now, we're going to go over the post on her page because I like to show context. I like to show that they did definitely come from Chantal. She likes to say that we make stuff up, that we make up lies. So Chantal, I'm going to show your post on your channel so that everybody knows they came from you word for word. So let's just bring that up. Let's just do that. I usually do the Twitter stuff first, but we are talking about the dirty delete queen of Ottawa. So let's just show the post and go over them, shall we? Okay, so this post was done 54 minutes ago. And she says, I can't believe I'm doing this again, but some people have Swiss cheese for brains. The first picture is Julia's incision. She probably has to have the stitches removed. We are confirming with the vet tomorrow when they reopen. Sundays are weekdays here. There are no holes, no signs of infection, no pus or redness, no lethargy, no loss of appetite, nothing. WTF is wrong with you people, LOL. The second picture is another perfectly normal spayed cat sutures, which are way worse than Julia's. Holding live stream to talk about my cat's surgery incisions is beyond weird. Girl world is such a dumpster fire. Can you find something interesting to talk about? No, didn't think so. So let's see the pictures that Chantal herself has provided. Chantal, that's a whole different picture than what we saw. The screenshots that were taken from your live, while you were live, of Julia laying on her back, showing her belly, showed an open wound. Absolutely open wound. It did not look like that. Not even close. That did not look like Julia's wound. Oh, wait. Did you take the second picture off? Oh, wait. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. Hold on. That's not Julia, though. This isn't Julia. Okay. And one thing I noticed about the first picture you provided, Chantal, whoever the first vet was that did her operation, one thing of note, they did not properly shave down the area around the incision. There was way too much hair, way too much, which is bad for an open wound because hair can get into the wound. It can bring in bacteria, debris, dirt. Whoever the vet was, they didn't do their job very well. It looked like a very botched, sloppy job, but that's not even Julia. So what are you talking about? But let's go over this post for a minute. Okay. So you say she probably has to have the stitches removed. Yeah, but why? She just had her operation. It's not been 7 to 10 days, which would mean that the stitches could come out. So why does she have to have the stitches removed? Is it because the second set of stitches were not well done? Why would they have to be removed? Look, Chantal, we're not stupid. And please stop treating us like we're stupid, because we're not. Here's what happened. Whoever the first doctor was, they didn't do their job very well. The job was sloppy. It was botched. And to make things worse, on top of a botched job where the area wasn't properly shaved and there was some silver nitrate put on, you didn't put the cone on. And because you failed to keep the cone on the cat was able to lick at the area, which in turn made her very sick. She threw up and she pulled out the stitches. And everybody noticed and everybody commented on it. And then you guys took the cat to get restitched. And I'm sure that you heard an earful from Salah and the vet. The vet probably read you the riot act over that. Like, what is wrong with you? I told you to keep the cone on. So you're cranky about that. You're cranky about being yelled at. You're cranky about being chastised for just being a neglectful, stupid pet owner. And you're taking out your frustration out on Girl World. But if there was nothing wrong with Julia, if the stitches were fine, why do you have to take her back to the vet? Unless something is wrong. Unless the stitches are wrong. Maybe you've been on Twitter and a lot of people are pointing out that the stitches don't look good. The wound doesn't look good. And maybe you know that too. You'll never admit that to us, that you did wrong. The stitches are wrong. She has to be redone. You will never admit that maybe you were just trying to save a little bit of money because you are cheap. You'll spend hundreds of dollars on your takeout, but you'll be as cheap as can be when it comes to anything else. You went to a cheap doctor who did a cheap job on your cat, and it shows. And because you went cheap, and because you didn't do your due diligence as the cat owner to see who is working on your cat and what kind of work they do, now you're having to pay 2 or 3 times. And all you had to do is just take the cat to a good doctor that knows what they're doing. They could have done it right the first time. If you kept the cone on Julia, all would be well. She would be well. You would be well. You wouldn't be in a mood. Do you see how that works? Do you see how stupidity is expensive? It's very expensive versus having quality work done the first time and doing the follow-up with proper care, and then there's nothing to worry about. There's no holes, no signs of infection, no pus or redness. So why take her to the vet? Why are you taking her? Unless there's something wrong. Unless there's something wrong. Obviously, you know there's something wrong. Listen, if you do something right the first time, you don't have to do it again. If you don't do it right the first time, you have to keep redoing it until it's done right. Okay, next post. Oh, you're mad at Bad Seed, are you? Foodie says, quit tagging me, you effing weirdo, and worry about your fugly eyebrows. What's wrong with her eyebrows? I'm sure there is reason you won't show your whole face. Your channel needs to be gone. Also, you are vile trash. Oh, is that a threat? Are you threatening Bad Seed, Chantal? That kind of sounds like a threat. Like you're basically saying that you're on my radar. Are you trying to scare Bad Seed? I don't think it's going to work, but that's what it sounds like to me. And you're trying to shame Bad Seed for her eyebrows. Ma'am, you look like an entire marshmallow with Angry Bird brows. I wouldn't be coming for somebody else's eyebrows, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Moving on to this post 4 hours ago saying this was retweeted from Scaba, but yet she and her wife are crying to the cops about Ron harassing them. What does that have to do with you? We live in the upside down, people, because if literally trying to find the restaurant I was eating at is not creepy stalker behavior, I don't know what is. Quote, she didn't want anyone to know where she was. Gee, did you think that up all by yourself? Very intelligent of you. Of course, I don't want people to know where I am because you are all nuts and psychotic. I know you think finding where I was is a flex, but it really just continues to show how crazy you are. Guess I hit a nerve with my comment about you giving your poor child a complex by calling them bacon. Guess the truth hurts. Deliverance. Now go play the banjo, inbred, yalla. Also, thanks for more proof of your harassing behavior. There's a lot to go over here. Chantal, I was just on Twitter, and you're saying that Yaba was the one who outed you for being at a place that was right behind where you live. And as you can see, it was Del Pondu. It wasn't Yaba. But honestly, it doesn't matter who did it, because you told a lie. You were telling everybody that you went to the mall, that you were out and about, you're driving everywhere, when you stayed very close to home. And can I just say, I am thankful that if you didn't go far away from home, I am actually thankful for that. I am. If you stay close to home, thank you. And I'll tell you why. Because you have bad vision, very bad vision. There's a lot going on with your eyes. You should not be driving, period. But you should also not be driving at night. You know, night blindness is a thing. I've got astigmatism. I don't know if you do. I don't know what your eye issues are. But the closer you are to home, the better. You shouldn't be driving at all. Not with your health conditions, not with your bad vision, not with the fact that you can't turn your head to look at anything. You shouldn't be far away from home where there's a chance that you might get into an accident and hurt somebody or even hurt yourself. But you're mad because people found out exactly where you were. But it's your fault because you showed the location. You told everybody where you were. You could have gotten the food from Hardee's or any other place and gone to park in a dark parking lot or something and eaten, and nobody would have known. But you made the choice to do a live stream directly in front of the Hardee's, to go inside the Hardee's. And hey, Google Maps are a thing, so everybody knows where you live. So they can pinpoint where you're probably at based on where you're at currently. It doesn't take any kind of skill to go, okay, we know she lives here. Let's research all the Hardee's and see where the Hardee's is. Oh, look, it's right near her house. It looks exactly like it. That's where she is. I mean, you overshare. So it's your fault that people knew where you were. So you can't be mad about it. You weren't even trying to hide where you were. So why go off on Yaba because you got exposed about where you chose to eat? And let's see, calling her an inbred and saying go play the banjo, saying that she's a hillbilly. Ugh. Nothing wrong with being a hillbilly, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong. But you're blaming Yaba, and it wasn't Yaba who spread the information. And here's the tweet. Like, oh, you know what? I'm so glad you did this, Chantal. So Chantal likes to say she's not on Twitter. Here's proof that she is. She's providing it herself. That's what I love about rule number 1 and rule number 2. Rule number 1, Chantal, she lies. Rule number 2, she tells on herself. She's telling on herself right here. I don't know if she knows that, but she's telling on herself because she's showing other people's tweets. Look, she's showing the tweets. Del Pondu says she's literally right behind the fart box. Now Nessman's secretary says no, she went to the Hardys that is 2 blocks from her house. She didn't want people to know. You can see it on Google Maps. It's that her Beezers believe all of her lies. Yeah, Beezers. That's why she hates us. Because there's too many eyes on her, too many people that debunk her lies. She'll tell a lie. We come forward with tangible proof that she lied. She doesn't like that. She wants to control the narrative. She wants to be able to tell a lie and get away with it. She can't get away with it as long as Girl World is around. She doesn't like that counterbalance. Oh, did she get rid of it? I think that's it. Or she might have gotten rid of one. Nope, I think that's it for now. Let me just recheck to see if there's anything else. All right, so you know what? I'm going to keep this open just in case there's any more. And guess what? It is time for the Twitter peeps now. Yeah, we're doing things kind of backwards today because Chantal's famous for dirty deletes, and I'm not going to let her get away with it. I'm going to get stuff before she gets rid of it because, trust me, those posts that she's making will be gone. Chantal likes to play that little game with YouTube. I want to be able to vent and say hateful things, but I don't want to strike against my channel. I know people are going to report it. So before it even can reach YouTube, I'm going to get rid of it. So we're capturing it. So it's captured, Chantal. Do what you want from here. But let's get into the Twitter stuff. Let's get into that. Okay, let me just pull this up. Okay. All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. Let's start out with something pleasant. From Why You Should Have a Cat. This is a city ruled by cats. So there's a place in the world, Istanbul. They love cats. This city is full of cats. And cats everywhere. And everybody in the city takes care of them. They're not owned by anyone individually. But look, people are feeding them. They're taking care of them. They're building houses for them. So the cat distribution system works different over there. It's like the cats belong to everybody. Yeah, they're not owned by any household, but it's like they're half domestic, half feral. But everybody takes care of the cats. I think I would love to live in Istanbul just for that reason. But I appreciate the love these people give the cats. I appreciate the care they're giving to them. That's awesome. All right, now a post from Milky Chai saying Chantal, Julia's wound 100% has been restitched. It definitely opened up. Yes, it did. And all because Chantal did not do what she should have done. Keep the cone on, stupid. Alice in the Mirror says, yep, that is 100% or 1000% restitched. All because she wanted to be defiant and refused to put the cone on the cat. Yeah, so let's look at the pictures. Let's look at the pictures because pictures are worth 1,000 words, aren't they? So here's what the wound looked like. The vet put the silver nitrate on it, which is, helps protect the area. Although, y'all look, does that area look properly shaved? There's entirely too much hair around it. The cat wasn't shaved down enough. And she's a long-haired cat, so I would think that more hair has to be taken off just to make sure it doesn't get infected. And then there's the wound right there, completely opened up. That's too big of a wound, and it's too wide open, which can lead to infection. that can lead to infection. And this is what the redone looked like. So it had to be redone. This is not from the first time she was taken to the vet. This is like the second time, and there might possibly be a third. And all Chantal has to do is just take care of the cat. This is not hard. She's making it hard. She doesn't have to make it hard at all. Florida Salt and Sass says, LMAO, Foodie Beauty, is that you reporting my reposted pics of Julia's belly? You know what, Florida Salt and Sass, I wouldn't worry about it. I've seen far, far worse things on Twitter. Ever since Elon Musk took over Twitter, there's all kinds of graphic things on Twitter. That's not even severe. I've seen so many bad things on Twitter because of Elon taking it over. But if she's trying to report the pictures on what grounds? On what grounds could she report you? Make it make sense. Acadia Strong says, what a dirty blank. Wipes her eyes, then her mouth, the same tissue. Hey, Foodie, where's your wedding band? Yeah. Huh. Where is your wedding ring, Foodie? You know, it's pretty funny. You and Salah, the two of you, putting on an act for YouTube. You guys are both married. But in my experience, people that are actually married, they don't take their rings off. The ring stays on the finger. Yet many, many times in the past, sometimes he won't wear his ring. Sometimes you won't wear yours. You're not wearing yours here. Why? Why? Don't you love your handsomest man? Why aren't you wearing your ring? Is it because your finger's too big? So you had to take it off? Or maybe you and Salah are fighting? I mean, what's the reason? What happily married woman takes off her wedding ring and keeps it off? It points in the direction of the marriage is fake. You guys are in a fake marriage, and because you're in a fake marriage, you got to take off the rings for some reason, or you don't feel like wearing them. So, yeah, you guys can see it. No wedding ring. Absolutely none. Autumn Fairy says, nice try. That's not the same open incision we were shown before. We have brains and eyes, and you will not gaslight us. This has obviously been redone. Fondue Pondu says, Foodie Beauty, just because you are delusional and lie to yourself doesn't mean you will gaslight us. This was Julia yesterday after you had her looked at and the incision repaired due to neglect. For you are an animal blanker. Yeah, this is actually, you could tell this was a redone. You could tell this is a restitch. Whoever it was that redid this, they shaved her down a little bit more. Yeah, it looks different now. Looks a lot different. A lot different. I'm not happy about that stitching. It doesn't look right. But at least it is stitched up. I just hope that she puts the cone on. Christy K says, Foodie Beauty. So, Chantal gets off on lying to her viewers. Apparently, she quote unquote drove just around the corner of the fart box. We all knew she didn't get her license. She has to lie to make her life more interesting, I suppose. Pretty pathetic, Chantal loser. Yeah, I don't know if she has the license for real. She said she's not going to show it. So how do we know she even has one? But she went around the corner to Hardee's. She didn't go far. Interesting. Mo Translate says she's in a terrible mood even though she's out and eating. Yeah, like the two things that don't go together. Food and rage. Especially if you're a food addict. Because there's nothing like negative emotion that will trigger you to eat even more. Like those two are not a good combination. This is supposed to be a happy moment for her, and she's anything but happy. I just did a react to her car crankiness. I'm going to post that in a minute. But yeah, she was being a biatch. Oh, she was being a biatch, but I was here for it. Not Your Mother says, hey, Chins, hubby is a retired vet. Cat spays are closed in 3 layers. Julia chewed out the top layer of stitches, holding the skin edges together. She needed to get resutured to get the skin edges together again. We are not stupid. Rule number 1. Well, there you go, Foodie. This person, their husband is a retired veterinarian. They would know because this is what they do. And I happen to agree, even though I'm not a vet, in order for a wound to close, the skin edges have to be together to get back together. So you couldn't just leave it open and then it would just heal itself. Okay, it's just common sense. A chick and a duck says she actually did it. Went somewhere in a car by herself as a 40-year-old woman. I was a bit surprised Salah is okay with her driving, but then I remembered. 1, she pays for it, and 2, if she leaves the apartment, he has more time for extracurricular activities. Yeah, like he don't care. He don't care. Listen, if they were really married, what husband who has a wife, and it doesn't have to be someone that's 600 pounds. If you're a husband and you have a wife and she's in really, really bad health, like she's got all kinds of health issues, and anything at any time can pop off, would you be okay with your wife driving herself around, especially at night? Would you be okay with your wife who has not great vision driving at night? I would think no. Like if Salah actually cared about Chantal, he would say, look, your vision sucks. Your mobility sucks. You don't need to be driving. Look, I'll take you to go get food. It'd be safer for me to go with you. Let me get my keys and let's get in the car and I'll drive you and you can go get whatever you want. And that way you stay safe and people on the road stay safe. That's what a caring husband would do. But Salah doesn't care about her. Obviously, he doesn't care that he's going to go, here's the keys, go where you want to go, do what you want to do, knowing that that's a risk. It's a risk to her. It's a risk to anybody who's also on the road. If she's doing distracted driving, if she's not paying attention to the road, you know, because people in Kuwait, they drive a little hectic. She can't really see very well. She could get into an accident with somebody and it could be devastating for her and for other people. You know, just a few minutes to take her to a Hardee's or wherever she wants to go would prevent a disaster for others. But he said, here's the keys. Just throwing the keys at her. Here's the keys. Knowing that something could happen. Not giving a crap. Not caring if she gets hurt. Not caring if somebody else get hurt. He just said, here's the keys. Do what you want to do. That's where they are now. He's like, you know, you want to have these B moments? You do it by yourself. I don't care what happens. A lot of love in that relationship, Chantal. A lot of love. Yeah. Really shows that he cares about you. You're sick. He knows you're sick. And he doesn't care. He's like, let the chips fall where they may. But you're right. You are right. She pays for the car. She pays him. She pays for the food. How can he tell her no? The Beezers need to get a clue. Salah cannot tell Chantal what to do. She is his employer. She pays him. They have an employer-employee relationship. And it goes no deeper than that. They do not have an intimate relationship. It's just a on-camera thing. He's playing his part on camera, and not very well, but he's still playing a part. And because he's playing his part, and because he's going along with the lie, he gets a certain amount every month, courtesy of Chantal. But beyond that, he doesn't care. He's indifferent to what she does. But even if he weren't indifferent, he can't control her. And he certainly can't control her addiction. She can't control her addiction. How can he? It's not his deal. It's got to be her that deals with it, not him. He can't do anything except stand back and let her do what she wants to do. So he's just standing back and letting things fall where they may. Yup Yup says the more Foodie Beauty views decline, the more difficult her moods are to control. She's so desperate for attention at this point, she'll say practically anything. Stay mad. Well, she wanted to finish the month strong. This is the last day of the month. So she's like, I'm just going to go for it. You know, take the brakes off the car and just hit the gas pedal and see where we go. And like, we got to rage. She said to us, I'm never going to rage. I refuse to rage. They're not going to get that from me. And then she rages. Do you see why we can't take you for your word, Foodie? Because your word isn't worth much. Peach Slicks says, interesting comment from Salah. Whatever grip he had on her is gone. Wonder what he did this time. Mo Translate says, dang, she's eating like she hasn't eaten this whole week. Yeah, and there's Salah saying he told her not to go out during the weekend. I'm telling you. She decided to get her license because she wanted the power to have B moments and he wouldn't be able to stop her. She wants to be out of control with her food. She doesn't like somebody telling her no. She doesn't like hearing, no, Chantal, I don't want to go out. It's 2:00 in the morning. Leave me alone. She wants the power to go get food whenever she wants. And this is going to lead to her getting even more weight even faster. It's going to happen, y'all. It's been happening, but it's going to accelerate. She's pumping the gas for this one. And if she cares, she'll slow down, but she's just speeding up. Ghost Crab says, we came full circle. Chantal again living with an unemployed roommate, driving around to feed on fast food. The only difference, she now can't go to the doctor and has to hop the border every 3 months. Oh, and we're sitting in the passenger seat to eat because his stomach is too big for the driver's seat. You know, Ghost Crab, you're not wrong. She went from living with one guy in Canada who didn't have a job, who acted a lot like Salah, to the same situation in Kuwait, going from one guy without a job to another. But Pete actually cared for Chantal. He really did care for her. Like, for some reason, she was his favorite person. So he had a bit of care in his heart for Chantal, whereas Nader and Salah do not care. They're like, just give me the money and whatever. They are indifferent to her. They don't even care enough to hate her. They just want what they want from her, and she gives it to them, and they're okay with that. But Chantal, you traveled thousands of miles just to have the same living situation as you were in Canada. Repeating a lifestyle and a cycle, and you spend thousands of dollars to do it. You big, stupid idiot. And there's Del Pondu saying she's literally right behind the fart box. Yeah, she didn't go far. And like I said, I'm okay with that. She shouldn't be on the road driving. It's nighttime. Her vision sucks. She shouldn't be around other people driving, period. Oops. Emma says non-scale victory. So I heard about this. That when Chantal came home from having her little ragey car mukbang, She turned on her camera and she forgot about the fact that there were no filters. And then when she realized it, she clicked it off and then she turned it back on with the filters. Oof. Well, I love how you tell on yourself. Mo Translate says, girl, what is this filter? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. Del Pondu says, why is she giving Yaba smoke? I'm the person who Googled the Hardys nearest to the fart box and saw that it matched the exact storefront Cutie showed on her stream. Yeah, Chantal pointing a finger at the wrong person for the exposure of the information. But she's okay with that. She was looking for a reason to get mad at Yaba, Del. So it didn't matter if it came from you. She was still going to point the finger at Yaba. That's why she did it like that. She wanted to go off on Yaba. She wants to go off on FFG. She's looking for a reason to do that. Florida Salt and Sass says, haha, she's mad because she got outed for driving around the block to have a fast food bee moment. Yep. Lauren says, but she's not lurking on Twitter. Chins, get out. You're not welcome here with the cool girls. Yeah, she's here, y'all. She's on Twitter. She don't want to admit that she's on Twitter, but she's lurking around. She's creeping around the corner, sticking her head around the corner, what's going on, who's saying what, looking for a reason to get mad, looking for content ideas, all that. Queen of WTF says, still 2 large takeout meals in the span of 6 hours. Oh, I think I already covered this. I think I did. Okay, so that's it. Hold on a minute. Let me see if she's posted anything else before I close out. Nope, she's good, for now at least. But I want to cover all that before she gets rid of it, because I'm sure by tomorrow morning, the post will be gone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter react. I just want to copy the post before they disappear. So y'all have a good evening, and I'll see you guys later. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.